The don't with that is do not, I repeat, do not get caught up in doing funnels or big group programs. You don't want to spend hours and hours figuring out the tech of a funnel or putting together the perfect lead magnet or setting up the webinar for your group program launch. None of those strategies work if you're trying to make your first six figures because you need to do the sales content and the sales calls. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we're talking about what you need to do to hit six figures in 2025. So I know it's February and people might be a little disheartened, or they may have not necessarily believed that they're going to hit their goals now, depending on how January went. But I just want to tell you, I didn't start picking up steam on my first six-figure year until like June. And so time in business literally doesn't matter. There is still so much time to hit your goals. And if your goal is six figures, this is the video for you. So I'm going to break down some do's and don'ts of how you're going to have your first six-figure year as a full-time coach. So the first do is do niche down. I believe that niching down is one of the fastest ways that you can actually make sales. And it's because people know what you do, they know the problem you solve, and they know why they should give you money. They're not just giving you money off of your personality, but they're going to give you money based off of the problem that you solve. So I have several niching videos on my YouTube channel that you can look at, but choosing a niche is going to be one of the most important things that you do in order to hit six figures. The first don't is don't choose a niche based off of your passion. So if your passion is journaling or confidence or learning about these unique things or helping moms feel better about themselves, that's what you're passionate about, that's always a little bit of a red flag. You want to make sure that you care about your niche, but to say that it's your passion typically means that it's something that is not a concrete problem. I always say with your niche, you want to choose something in the health, wealth, or relationships realm. Those are the three most common buying areas in our whole entire economy. And so whenever you look on Amazon, whenever you shop in the store, the main things that are going to fly off the shelves are if they're connected to health, wealth, and relationships. So choosing something in that niche and then making that your passion, then getting excited about those topics is what's going to actually bring in sales to help you hit six figures. The next do is here are the two things that you're going to master in order to hit six figures. You're going to master sales content and sales calls. That's it. So sales content is you posting on a social media platform like YouTube or having a podcast or doing anything where you are creating content where you're helping somebody solve a problem and then you're telling them about your offer on social media. That should be your main number one job because that's how people are going to find you. I mean, with so many new entrepreneurs, they're like, well, how do people actually find you to pay you? And I say social media by creating sales content. So once you create that sales content, then you'll drive them to a sales call. And on that sales call, you're going to get really clear on their problem. You're going to put together a custom solution for them. And then you're going to tell them about your offer on the sales call. And that call is where you're literally going to exchange money with them. So that's how you'll get paid is sales content and sales calls. The don't with that is do not, I repeat, do not get caught up in doing funnels or big group programs. You don't want to spend hours and hours figuring out the tech of a funnel or putting together the perfect lead magnet or setting up the webinar for your group program launch. None of those strategies work if you're trying to make your first six figures because you need to do the sales content and the sales calls. So if you have a busy 9-to-5 job and you only have 30 minutes or an hour after your 9-to-5 to work on your business and you spend all of that time building a lead magnet instead of posting content, getting visible, driving people to a sales call, you spending all that time on a lead magnet will result in 0 sales, but you spending time posting on social media and doing sales calls, that will result in at least 3 to 5 sales. So you don't want to spend the little bit of time that you have as a side hustler building things that necessarily aren't going to work. And they don't work because you need one key thing for group programs and funnels to convert, volume. You need thousands and thousands of people in order to hit the goals that you have with the funnel or group program. But if you're first starting out, you don't have that volume. And maybe if you do have that volume, you don't have the skills of converting it. So instead of putting together a group program, I would focus on one-on-one coaching and creating sales content and sales calls. And so our last set of do's and don'ts have to do with money. So do look at your finances. I can't tell you how many women I speak to that have a six-figure business and they have a 9-to-5 job, and they say that they can't quit their 9-to-5 job because they don't have any more money, or they spent all of their money because they weren't managing it when they were bringing it into their business. So making sure that you separate your business finances and your personal finances, you have a budget and a plan for both, and you know where each dollar is going to, and you don't forget about taxes. You can hire a local bookkeeper, a local accountant to make sure that you are on track and that you get no surprise taxes in the mail. And the last don't for today is don't forget to save. If you're a side hustler and you want to become full-time and your goal is to have a six-figure coaching business on part-time hours, make sure that you have a savings account. That savings account, you should be putting in every single client dollar you make and seeing that savings account grow over time. It's one of the most important things that you can do to stay motivated. You actually see that bank account growing, and for you to be clear on what your goals are, which is to actually become a full-time entrepreneur and not just have an expensive side hustle. So if you want to make six figures, these are the most important things to think about. And if you want more help on this, check out my free training in the description, and I will see you in the next video.